I'm on a small section of the Oregon Trail, where thousands and thousands of American pioneers trekked with hand carts and wagons with wooden wheels to look for a better life on the West Coast. We have more of the trail markers. It says Mormon Pioneer, and it says Oregon Trail. The Oregon Trail passes through 7 states. We picked up the trail in central Wyoming. In my first video of my Oregon Trail Overland Adventure, I highlighted some of the challenges we encountered while driving our 4x4 rigs. You can find the link to that video in the description below. Certainly our experience was far less difficult to what the pioneers endured nearly 2 centuries ago. As we made our way off the banks of the Sweetwater River, we started climbing in elevation towards the Wind River mountain range and South Pass. This is probably the harshest section of the Oregon Trail, and what these American pioneers endured and encountered will boggle your mind. This 90-mile section of trail in the Sweetwater River Valley posed a multitude of many obstacles for the pioneers. There were various challenges due to the unique terrain. The pioneers had to maneuver their wooden carts and wagons through narrow and uneven paths, up steep inclines, and rocky outcrops. However, our Jeeps effortlessly conquered this rugged, rocky terrain without any difficulty. Wyoming weather is unforgiving, from the scorching summers to bitter cold winters with heavy snow and freezing temperatures, not to mention strong winds and thunderstorms that produce hail. With these harsh elements the pioneers faced, not all made it to the west. During the fall one year, a blizzard came through and a group from the Willys Handcart Company got a late start crossing the mountains and lost many. They were unprepared with little food and not the right clothing for the journey. A link to their perilous journey is in the description below. There is a memorial on the trail in their honor, and we made the memorial a stop along our journey to pay homage to those who didn't make it. The pioneers faced many other challenges as well. One was limited resources as they climbed higher in altitude. The vegetation was sparse and limited game for hunting. The Sweetwater River often had brackish or alkaline water, not suitable for drinking. On our journey, we came upon one of those alkaline fields near the Kilpecker sand dunes. Well, we all aired down because we are going to probably encounter sand, and we're in 4-wheel low. Now when you air down, it gives your tire print a wider print on the sand, which gives you better traction. So can you imagine those 2-inch wooden wagon wheels on the mud that we encountered the other day and on this sand? How difficult that would have been. We had a rough time in our vehicles, and we have 4-wheel drive, we have lockers, we have, all these advanced tools, and these people did it with 2-inch wooden wheels. This area has a tumultuous geological past with buttes and spires and a 400-foot tall boar's tusk. So up ahead is what they call the boar's tusk, and over to the driver's side of the boar's tusk are the sand dunes. And it's when I first lived in Colorado, I heard of this National Sand Dunes Park, and I'm like, what are sand dunes doing in the middle of the country? Because to me, sand dunes are on the Atlantic Ocean. Well, the blustery winds create these sand dunes. And it's very fascinating what Mother Nature can do. And now we're crossing over some old railroad tracks. This is where our journey got dicey. This used to be a railroad line.
That's interesting because up at the road, the boar's tusk seemed so small, and now it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
So for Marshall, good luck, because he's going to need it.
The white you see, they call it alkali, and apparently the moisture, if I heard him right, brings it up to the top.
Use their good old floor mat to get out.
Anyway, some of them up in front are having a difficult time driving through it.
Got to cross the little drainage here, and she might get a little mucky.
The alkaline muddy path is no easy task for a four-wheel drive vehicle. Some in our group opted to turn around and meet up with the rest of us at a different location. I'm sure those wooden-wheeled wagons were no match for this area. So, half the group turned around and is going to meet us somewhere over there, because this area, you can see the white, that's alkaline. You got a little drainage area right here that makes a mucky mess. So they're turning around and they're gonna meet us. I made it through. Okay, it was hairy, but once one person goes through, the next person should not go through that same area, because it is like mucky quicksand. And we are here right over in that area. You can't cross that area because that's a wilderness study area. This road is the boundary. So if you were trying to be stealth out here and try to not catch the attention of the Native Americans, or even, people who wanted to steal your stuff, they could see you coming from miles away, because look at that dust. So that's the second half of our crew who turned around, and we're meeting them. They went around that icky, yucky stuff. And here they come. They're right down there.
You want to jump in or no?
No, I'm good. So there's big storms south of us. It's our third night. Roads are washing out. Our friend from Minnesota needs to get home, so we're leaving a little early to make sure he gets home okay. So we'll keep you posted. Okay, so a kind gentleman informed us of road washouts, flooding, big huge storm, and our good friend Matt, who we met on a Ford exploring trip, needs to get all the way back to Minnesota, and he doesn't need to get stuck out here. So you never leave a Jeeper alone, and we didn't want him heading out of here alone. So we're heading out so he can get back to Minnesota safely and not get stuck out here by himself. So it's what you do when you're in a Jeep community. You look out for each other, and you play it smart. You don't take chances. And we don't need any more mud. We've had enough mud. So long, Oregon Trail. It was great. It's amazing. And we'll be back. We're trying to beat a couple of storms. They're all around us. We're surrounded by rain and very dark clouds. As we're doing this, I kind of feel like storm chasers in reverse. I get how those tornado chasers feel. The adrenaline and the excitement. They want to see the storms, we don't. Even though we're in Jeeps, we don't need to be dealing with this mud. We've had enough. Ooh, there's a bar. Maybe we should stop there. We are in a small pocket of no rain. You can still see the sky. If you look over there, you can just see the ominous, I don't know if you guys can see it in the video, the ominous clouds, which I believe, if my directions are right, those dark, ominous clouds are over the campsite we were just at. I'm pretty sure we have come across the Pony Express. all along this route, we have come across horse
You guys
trailers.
broken down or what? Oh, there's a horse there.
There's
oh,
the
it's a relay point for the Pony Express.
Yay! So these cowboys, I know you can't
These horses
see
there. We
it.
may run into a few more of those.
They are running the Pony Express. They do it apparently 2 times a year. And they're running the mail like they did back in the day. And I guess, oh, I see some more flashing lights up there.
I can't imagine riding a horse down this ditch in the middle of the night like this.
Coolest thing ever. For more Jeep Life with Jeep Mama, head over to my blog at jeepmomma.com.